Okay. I want to thank y'all for coming and showing up tonight. All right, let's get back to the basics and on how to get started and some of the things that we might be doing, some ways to make sure that we're onboarding our new people. If you're new, I know we've got some new people on here. We need to make sure that you're doing, the right things. We're making sure that you're getting started correctly. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you have your new people do, which I'm sure they are in this, if they're on this Zoom, is to make sure that they're in all of the team groups that they are supposed to be in. So we have Team Rise, which is Ricky and Chris Schweda's group. Ricky Durant, Chris Schweda, and I guess that's all their big team group. So that is the main big group. And then we have, of course, Lion Chasers is my group. So you want to make sure that they're in Lion Chasers, especially for my contest. I realize some of the information gets monotonous in some of the groups, but I know for me, I do contests. So I definitely want everyone to be able to participate if they wish into the contests. So to make sure that they are in my group. And then I know some of y'all have, some of the other teams have their own groups as well, that you can add people to. There's also messenger chats. I know I have a messenger chat for the people that I personally sponsor into the company. So I have it with everyone in there because I have about 30. And so when I'm wanting to let y'all know, like it's Zoom time, I kind of can put that in there one time instead of having to send 30 messages to people, because so I can be responsible that I've let all of you know that this is what's going on. There's a lot of times that there's pertinent information that I want to make sure y'all see. It's always in the groups, but sometimes we might not be going to the groups and you need to know it right then. So I like to send the messenger chats. If you have a personal, any of your personals, if you've, signed up Ellepreneurs, I just recommend doing that, having a messenger chat with just your personals. And that way you can stay in contact and make sure they're getting the information that's in the groups, make sure that you're pointing them where they need to be. We also, Team Rise started something new this week that is really awesome. So it is a bronze group. Okay. It is, if for anyone that has not, it's either brand new or has not yet reached the rank of bronze, which is the first rank in our ranking system. They have a group that is very, very active. They're giving you every single day. They're different leaders are going to be giving daily activities for you to do to get and reach that rank of bronze. Okay, that is definitely a something that we need, like on the welcome calls, we need to decide, is this something for this person? Because everybody doesn't want to be that active and that, going full speed when they sign up. Some people are just, wanting to like leisurely do this in their spare time, and that's fine. That's probably not a group for them. But for those of you that want to rank up and want to go fast and want to learn the daily activities to be able to do that, that group is great. Request. Well, I have to be a friend with everybody, so maybe not, instead of requesting me, I did add the link to the group in the Lion Chasers group, so you can just go request to join that group. It's called the Bronze group. So a bronze, just to let y'all know, is $2,500 in volume. You could reach that all by yourself without having a team, with 32 customers. 32 customers with an average of $80 in volume, which is the dose. So it's very attainable if you put your, if you just put that working cap on and you just get to it. So, so what do you do? What do we do in this, to get started after you get put in the groups. You just signed up. We need to, and I know people unfortunately maybe sometimes fall through the cracks, and it's not meant to. We get going really fast, and people are busy, and maybe a message got started to get a welcome call planned, and then it never got planned, or people were busy. So it's not, it's not ever meant to fall through the cracks, but make sure that you have a welcome call. I know that they are very, very important. You want to have them done as quickly as possible. I say a call, I mean a Zoom. I like to do, to me, I look at a welcome Zoom as if someone's never used Zoom before, if they've never done it before, then they might not know how to work Zoom. They might not have the app on their phone. They might not know how to mute themselves, how to operate it. And, I love to do that on a, just a small basis, so they can download that app. We can help them get that started. They can understand what a Zoom actually is. And so that's great. And then we get to find out that person's goals. And that's very important, because the last thing you want to do is push someone to go for bronze when they just wanted to make enough money to pay for their product. And so you're going to push them out of this business if they have goals that you're trying to push them, for a different goal than what they have. So discussing their goals is extremely, probably the most important thing to make sure that everyone is on the same page on, is the goals. So if you are new and you have not had a welcome Zoom, get with your sponsor and get that scheduled just as soon as possible. Let's see. And I know that we weren't doing it. So this welcome Zooms, let's see. We just started those a few months ago. In the beginning, I didn't have a welcome Zoom. We weren't doing those. We didn't. So that's just something that we've started, and it's been very beneficial to be able to do that. A lot of good information, which the leaders talked today, and it's supposed to be updated really soon, is we have a website with lots of great getting started information. It's called Ellapreneur 411. So the number's 411.com. That is a great source for information, especially if someone is not on social media. I've had that question come up a few times. If someone's not on social media and they're not in the groups, where can they find the getting started information? Of course, this will be on YouTube, so you'll be able to send them a YouTube link for getting started with all of this information. But you definitely want to forward them to Ellapreneur411.com. And that is done by Team Rise, not the company. So just to let y'all know that. With Team Rise and the Team Rise trainings, they do trainings on Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central. And they record them all. And so they have made it really simple. I plan on doing this as well. I just haven't learned how to do it yet, but they have made it really simple. So instead of having to find the link every Monday night and Thursday night, they have created a website address where you just visit, and then that's the link to the Zoom. So, and it's elevate2happy.com. So T-O, elevate, and then T-O, happy.com. And so you get to go there for all their trainings at 9 p.m. Central. There's also a getting started training on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Central. And then for any that you miss and you want to go back and see, a great thing that they did, I believe it's zoomreplay.com is the website address that they've made for that, where all of the recordings will be. So right now for mine, all of my recordings are on my YouTube channel. So you can just search for my name, Marcy Cavanaugh, on YouTube and find all of my recordings there. I'm also going to have it in the pinned getting started post in my group. So let's see, and of course mine are on Tuesday nights, and they were at 8:30, but we changed tonight to 8:45 because the Tuesday testimonials for customers is going on at 8 o'clock, and they used to get them over with in about 30 minutes, but they've started. I've noticed the last few weeks that it's kind of ran over, and people have either been late to my training or been, had to leave that early, and I don't want to make people have to choose. So hopefully bumping mine back to 8:45 Central on Tuesday nights will enable us to be able to stay on the Tuesday testimonial call until it's over. So we might have to play with that but it was perfect timing tonight. So I think that'll remain that way. Another great tool that we have what's called EllapreneurStore.com, where you can get brochures, you can get t-shirts. This is not company done. This is done by some Ellapreneurs on our team, but everything is compliant in the store. You can get pop sockets for your phone that has Happy Coffee on it, coffee cups, downloadable graphics. You can pay like $10 fee and get downloadable graphics on EllapreneurStore.com. So there's a lot of great banners. If you want to get something and maybe put it on your car, decals and stuff, she's got several different options of decals that you can download and take to a local printing place. I don't think she prints them, but you can take it to someone local and they don't have to design it. You can just, have it already done. Business cards, mailing labels, return address labels, labels for your website address and everything to put on the backs of your samples or your brochures. There's all types of things in there that is great to build your business, great marketing tools. The next thing is there is a group. So one thing that we do here is social media attraction marketing. So with that, we follow several different social media coaches on Facebook. One is Brian Fryer. He is great to follow on Facebook. He does free lives and free information. That is great. I believe I just shared one day before yesterday that he did. That was how to attract more comments and likes, how to be able to get that. And he has a free group that he invites you to. So I definitely would follow Brian Fryer to learn the social media attraction. We don't like to post the name of our product like Elevate or Elevacity. We don't like to do that because when someone sees the name, then what are they going to do? They're going to go to Google and they're going to Google it and they're going to find out information for themselves, and they might, Google, media outlets, everything loves negativity. So what Google does and what all your search engines do is when you search for something, it automatically comes up the negative stuff first, whether it just got posted, whether it has minimal traffic, it doesn't matter. The negative stuff comes up first because they know that's what drives visits, is people want to read the negative, unfortunately. So and then they might read someone's opinion of something and then never contact you. So when this could have helped them, and whatever the post, I don't think there's anything negative out there, but there might be, there always is, for anything. There's negative stuff about Jesus out there, and it doesn't change my mind, about that. So anyway, that's, there's always going to be some opinion of someone. So we want them coming to us. So that is why we use attraction marketing. This is not a rule, so you don't have to turn someone in if you see that they posted the name Elevacity on their page. Of course, Elevacity and Ellapreneurs, the owner wants his name plastered all over everything because that's going to make the company look good, right? So that is not the company's rule. that is just something we're teaching you on how to work social media. That's how to build a business on social media, to make sure people come to you and don't go to Google. So, so just to let you know that some people choose to still post the pictures of their products. They still choose to post their link. That's an individually based decision. But I can promise you it works a lot better, and you don't lose Facebook friends when you're not doing that and you're doing it the attraction marketing way. It works a whole lot better. So, so that is one thing that we do. We have a group, and these are optional groups that you can find and you can request to join. But you have Attract Your Tribe group. So that is all Ellapreneurs that are being taught by the people that are paying for Brian Fryer's training. It's mainly Ian Prather and Amy Smith. They pay for the training. They actually pay for a mastermind training that costs thousands of dollars. And they share the things that they learn for free to Ellapreneurs. So if you want to be a part of that group, it's called Attract Your Tribe. There's also one called Attract Your Live Tribe, and it's based on, that one focuses on Facebook Lives. You know, they encourage you, if you want to practice doing a Facebook Live, you can go live in the group and practice with the other people trying to learn, where you're not having to do it on your Facebook page for the first time if you're wanting to, you know, kind of have that as a practice. So you can find those two groups and join those if you'd like. They are open groups. Well, they're closed groups, but you should be able to find them on Facebook. The testimony groups, those are very, very powerful. If you are not using testimony groups, you are missing out. So people are being added to, I know, the Happy Coffee Talk page. That is my customer testimony group. I know that Tony Garcia has her own customer testimony group called Happy Coffee Chat. Those are secret groups. Now, what that means is, a secret group means no one can request to join those groups. If you did a search on Facebook and you're not in the group, you would never be able to know that it exists. So you can't, you know, you can't get on those. So you have to be added to those. If you are an Ellapreneur, ask your sponsor to add you if you're not in the customer testimony group. What you want to do is add your prospects. I used to be a big advocate of saying, do not, okay, Lori, we'll help you after the Zoom find the other one. So I lost my train of thought, sorry. The testimony groups. So if you're not in the testimony group, make sure you're, you know, contact your sponsor and say, hey, please add me to our customer testimony group, the Happy Coffee Talk or the Happy Coffee Chat, whichever. If you're in Tony's group, then that's the one that you need to use for her team. But what this is, and if you're in there, if you're an Ellapreneur and you're in there, you need to be participating. You need to be posting in there and posting, you know, what did you do today that was different than what you would have been able to do prior to Happy Coffee? What, you know, are you excited? A picture of you drinking your coffee. Post your testimony. Have you posted your testimony before? You know, do that in the group. You can do it on your Facebook page as well, but make sure you're doing it in that group, because that's kind of, you're getting around Facebook's algorithms of who can see your posts and who can't when we put them in a group. Oh, I know what I was saying just a second ago. I apologize. So I used to be a big advocate of requesting permission to add someone to a group. Okay. There's a lot of people that do not like being added to groups. They're very vocal about it on Facebook. They'll make a post of stop adding me to groups. I don't want to be in groups, you know, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure y'all have those people in your timeline just like I do. Don't add those people without asking them. I mean, we know who they are, you know, like I know who they are on my Facebook timeline, and I haven't added them to my group. But for the rest of those, the way Facebook is now doing groups is it's sending them an invitation to join the group. So what it looks like is when you add someone to the group, and then I have to approve it, or Molly, one of the admins, has to approve it. So we approve it. They get the invitation. It says, Lizzie invited you to Happy Coffee Talk group. And when they click on it, it's going to say leave group or okay. Okay, so they have to either accept the invitation or they leave the group. So that is an invitation. If people get upset with you for adding them to this group, tell them it was an invitation. If they miss that part or whatever, it is an invitation. I can tell you I've added a lot of people to the group, and I have not had the first person complain that I've added them. I've seen more thank yous for adding me to this group than I have anything. Now, there are some people that like to blast in the group ugly stuff because they were added to a group they didn't ask to be. But don't worry, Molly and I and Erica, I can't remember who else admins the group, and if anybody wants to help admin the group, we welcome it because it's getting bigger every day. But we have to approve any posts. Okay, so if someone comes in there and they try to post something that's not appropriate for the group, then we go ahead and delete that and we block them from the group to where you cannot add them back. So that is something that we do. And there has been, out of, I believe there's over 12,000 people that's been added to the group as of today. And I think there's probably been a total, I know there's been less than 10 posts that we've had to do that, and less than 5 people probably that we've had to block from the group from doing things like that. So out of 12,000 people, I think that's pretty good. I know I get people all the time asking. People are every day are asking, what is this? Thank you for adding me. Where can I order this? Where can I get more information? If you did not add them to the group, do not help them and take it to Messenger with just you and that person. You need to refer them back to the person that added them to the group. So you can click on, anybody should be able to do this. If you click on their name or their picture, you can scroll down and it should show you who added them to the group. I don't think that's an admin only feature, but it might be. But if you can't, yes.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but for some reason I'm not able to type. I wanted to say that when you add people to the group, there is a little side note that you can actually write a note to that person saying, whatever you want to say. So yeah. That's what I've been doing. I actually write a little note to them saying, hey, I'm adding you to this Happy Coffee group, and I think it's perfect, especially if they're like customers or potentials or whatever. So I always add a note, and I've noticed that everybody that I've added has not accepted. I mean, they have joined. So I always add that little note and, make it really, exciting and happy. And so that, I just didn't know if everybody knew that you can add a note to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Molly said that you can see. Yeah, thank you for that, Lizzie. Yes, send a little note to them. Hey, just wanted you to know, I started drinking this new Happy Coffee, and there's all kind of testimonies in here that I thought you might be interested in, and I wanted to see if you were interested in joining the group. Here's a link if you'd like to remain in the group. Send them a little message with it. Thank you for that, Lizzie. So definitely, and then get people added, and every single day, add new people to the group. If someone asks you from your attraction marketing on your Facebook page about the coffee, so the first thing I do, of course, is send them the video, that short little video that explains it. But then I also say, and I'm going to add you to a group. I don't ask. I'm like, you asked me about the coffee, so now I have permission to say, hey, and I'm also going to add you to a group that has more information because they've already requested more information of you. So that is a great way too to get people added if they've asked you about it. It's a great third-party validation to where it's not just you that's having success, it's more people, and they can go in there and see that. So with the customer testimony group, make sure that you're posting in it. Make sure that you're adding your prospects, and definitely if someone orders from you, make sure that you add your customers to the group so they can be a part of it and share their excitement for the product as well. Let's see. So how do we actually, besides just the attraction marketing, how do we actually talk to people? We want to make sure that we're either messaging or texting. If you like email, you can use email. If you are a belly-to-belly person, there's some people that are just old school belly-to-belly, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're out and about all day, every day, and we're talking to people. So either whether you bring it up, the message is still the same no matter what method you use. Okay. So, you want to say, hey, have you heard about this happy coffee everybody's talking about? That's pretty easy to bring up. Or you could even say, do you drink coffee? Hey, do you happen to drink coffee or hot chocolate? Most people, I think I saw a figure of 89% of the people drink coffee. I know I was not one of those. But now we have Chocolavate. So do you drink hot chocolate, chocolate milk, coffee? It's very, minuscule number that's not going to say yes to that question. It's like, great, so when they say yes, have you heard about the happy coffee? No. And, you want to say that everyone's talking about. Okay. That is something Chris Shweta has taught us. That is psychology. So the reason why you make sure you say those few words of have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's talking about is because they feel left out. When they think everyone else knows about it and they haven't heard about it, they feel left out, and they're like, they want to know about it. They want to know what you're talking about. So that's a pretty big piece of psychology. I'm not a psychologist, but what works, works, So after that, if they say, no, what is that? It's important not to just, we call it word vomit. All of, you don't want to just have to tell everything about the science and all of these things. That's not what they want to hear. So people don't want to be sold. People are tired of being sold. I'm sure you don't want to. How do you react when someone comes at you about, hey, I have this that'll do this, this, and this for you, and here's my link. When somebody comes on that strong in Messenger, I'm like, I don't even read it. No, thanks. That's not for me, because that's too strong. I don't want to be sold. So it's very, very important that you share from your heart. Make sure that you share your testimony. Say, you know what, not 100% sure about how this works. All I know is I'm having great success. I drank it. It has curbed my appetite. It has curbed my cravings, unlike anything else I've ever tried. I'm motivated to get things done during the day. I'm in a happier mood. Things aren't stressing me out. I'm sleeping better at night. I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't know what you're dealing with, but maybe it could help you if you wanted to try it, and that's what you say. You say it from the heart. Don't let earning a paycheck get in your way of helping people. Still share from your heart based on your testimony, and just share your testimony with them. And try to stay away from the words of, it could curb your cravings. It'll help you sleep at night. It gives you better energy. Those are selling points. Sharing is when you're just saying what it's done for you. So that's very important. The biggest thing that I could tell you when you're sharing with people, my big hangups whenever I was starting out in network marketing 7 years ago, well, really before that, I've joined my first network marketing company when I was 18, and so I started seriously doing it 7 years ago. But of all the companies that I've ever joined, I've always been worried about what the other person thinks of me, because I'm doing this for a paycheck. 7 years ago, I started doing it for a product. I started doing it from the heart, and that changed the whole thing. But one thing that I found whenever I started doing this is I wear my feelings on my sleeve. And a lot of people do. We get our feelings hurt if the people closest to us, we're all excited. We signed up for something new. We found something we love, and we go and we share it with the closest people to us. And this is normal behavior, unfortunately. Normally, the people closest to us are going to be the last ones to get it from us. Sometimes you're going to be able to get, depending on your relationship with them, depending on things you've done in the past, maybe that, they might just say, okay, I want to try it too. But all of them are not. Some of them are going to turn you down. If all of your immediate family members don't turn you down and they all drink it and want to try the product, great. You have a great support system. That's very uncommon for all of them to do that. So your best friends, your friend circle, your close friends, they're not all going to be ready to try what you have. Some are going to be skeptical. Some are going to want to wait and watch your results. Just know that is okay. That is okay for everybody. I mean, it's normal behavior. They're like, you didn't know anything about this unless you're already in the health profession and medical profession to know about how your body works and how products work. If you were just fat and lazy and, like I was before I started all these things, like how do I all of a sudden the next day, the first day I sign up, I'm an expert and I want to help them lose weight when I've still got weight to lose, so a lot of times it's just simple things like that, but don't take it personal. It's their view of network marketing. It's their view of just the industry, supplements in general. It's not personal. So if you can disconnect your feelings from getting hurt on someone telling you no, then you can go far. Your job is to share your testimony with as many people as possible every single day. How many that is determined upon you. But just share your heart and disconnect from the outcome. The people that are looking for you, they don't know you have this. And so they're never going to know you have it unless you're sharing your testimony with the masses. And so there's people out there on their hands and knees praying for what we have. And our job is to find them, not to convince the ones that aren't ready for it. So that is very important to remember whenever you're sharing. Pass out samples. Whether you charge for them, whether you want to give it free, that is, each individual person has that. Y'all can decide upon yourself of who it is. If you contact them and want to offer them a sample, okay, you might give it free. If they contact you, you might want to charge them, however, that is completely up to you. We have the shareables. We do have new packs coming. So there are going to be new welcome packs. I do not know what's in them, but there's going to be $250, $500, and $1,000 welcome packs again. The shareables have not been received as well as they thought they would. So I still love the shareable packs. I know that very, very soon, probably when the app launches in November, they're going to be able to go on your site and order, I believe, a 6-day trial and pay for it on your site, and the company is going to ship that to them. So that is something coming to where we're not going to have to keep that. So somebody can order, like, I want to say they said a 6-day. And then you will also get volume off of that. So you'll earn, a percentage of that as well. So that is something exciting that's coming. Of course, the shipping and customer service and everything needs to be up to par before they start doing the samples. So that is coming very soon. But basically the more testimony, the more you share your testimony, but then, okay, they just heard your testimony. They haven't tried it. So you want to get the coffee in as many people's mouths as possible so they can experience it for themselves. So, try to get at least one person a day to try your coffee or your chocolate. That's very important. Or set your number. However aggressive you want to be, whatever your goals are, set how many people a week that you want to sample the coffee. And so, and make sure that you pass that many samples out every single week. Whether, like I said, whether you charge them for it or not. Make sure you give instructions whenever you do share with them. Make sure you tell them, to drink half. It's not about the caffeine. It's about the how sensitive your body is. Your body might not be used to the dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. It might be a really shock to the system for somebody to take in a full cup. Some people ignore our instructions or didn't pay any attention to them, and they just went ahead and did it themselves. But make sure that you give those instructions whenever you're passing out samples, or when someone's getting started. And just some people just order a 30-day without sampling. Make sure you follow up. Follow up is very important with people whenever they're trying the coffee. And make sure that they're doing everything right, and they're experiencing, bring up some of the benefits, see if they're sleeping better. Some people don't realize, because it's not an overwhelming feeling for everyone. So, but when you bring up, well, did it chill you out? Did it, did you notice your stress or your anxiety level was lower? They might not have been looking for that, but then when you bring it up, they're like, oh, well, that was the coffee and Xanthamax, So it's very, very important to do that. Your daily method of operations. I know that there is a file in Line Chasers group with suggested activity every single day based on the amount of time that you have. Consistency is the biggest thing of that. So you want to make sure you at least give the 30 minutes to an hour, whatever time frame that you have every day. You want to make sure you do that consistently. If you opened up a store and you were open today, you were closed tomorrow, go ahead and close the next day, and then you were open again this weekend, and then you're just sporadic and there's no rhyme or reason to when you open your store, you're probably not going to have a lot of traffic. You're probably not going to have a lot of customers, come back, because they never know when you're going to be open and when you're not. So this is the same thing where we are in sales. People need to know that you're serious, because sometimes when they're purchasing something, especially if they're a distant friend, not someone really close to you, they want to know they're coming to somebody that is serious about helping them. They need help. Are you the person that's going to be able to help them? So be consistent in learning and sharing the product if you're wanting to build a big business and go higher. And most people that watch the training, they're investing the time in the training, so they're wanting to do that. Have a minimum of how many conversations a day you want to have, whether it be belly-to-belly messages, email, text. Set a minimum of like 2 to 5 people a day that you bring up Happy Coffee. Have you heard, hey, do you drink coffee? Have you heard of the Happy Coffee everyone's talking about? Let me share this video with you and share your testimony. So minimum of 2 shares of your testimony a day. That's pretty doable for most people. If you have a hectic schedule, like I know April does, she works full-time and she goes to school full-time. So I know, set that number don't set it high, it's so high that you can't reach that number. So if you have a hectic schedule, set it to where you can, one person a day. Be a product of the product. Take your product every single day. That is extremely important. I don't ever want someone to just share this product for a paycheck. I want them to share it because they have a passion for this product. And if you're not taking the product, you're not going to have results and you're not going to have the passion. So make sure you're being a product of the product. Attend at least one. I know we have a pretty full schedule of Zooms throughout the week. Right now you have Opportunity Zoom on Sunday nights. You have a Team Rise training Zoom on Monday nights. You have the Testimonial Tuesdays. That's opportunity for customers. On Tuesday nights, you have mine at the Line Chasers group at 8:45 now on Tuesday nights, and then you have Thursday night Zooms. I think we have Thursday night Opportunity Zoom. Yeah. And then Saturday morning Zoom. Okay. So that can be overwhelming, especially for someone new. So I would not choose to sit in front of the TV instead of being on a training Zoom. But if you are capable of being on the trainings, no matter how many times you've heard it, unless you can sit there and repeat and do the Zoom yourself, you haven't seen it enough. So, because the goal is you're going to be a leader and you're going to need to lead and teach these same things. So you might hear the same things, but you're only picking up pieces. And like Lizzie said, they're all different, and each leader says it and maybe in a different way, but we're all training and teaching the same things, but we all have our personality twist to it. And so, that is important to get on and do those, but at least commit to one a week. So if you can't commit to all of them, at least say, I'm going to do at least one a week. The Team Rise on Mondays and Thursdays, they give updates and things that maybe you need to be in the know about for the company. And I believe the Thursday night webinars, that's what's going on Thursday nights. Thursday nights, the corporate has a webinar at 7 p.m. now, every Thursday night. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're longer. It just depends on the amount of information they have to share. So also get guests. If you have people asking about the product, say, look, here's a little short 3-minute video, but we also have an Opportunity Zoom, and you can go in and listen to testimonies. You can hear more about the business, and it's great. That is a very, very valuable tool to use for your prospects. So make sure you're inviting people. They have now done a website as well, and so you don't have to find the link for the Opportunity Zooms. It is elevate2happy.info. So the Team Rise training Zooms are elevate2happy.com, and the Opportunity Zooms is elevate2happy.info. Okay, for people wanting to go get information. So if that helps y'all remember that part. Also, on Sensational Saturdays, there's Sensational Saturdays going on every single Saturday in regional areas all across the United States. Y'all, they are free trainings. I do not know of another company that flies all over the United States doing free trainings, paying for the room. The leaders are spending money out of their own pockets to go to these places and provide training for you, provide an opportunity meeting for your guests in a local setting, and then providing training for that afternoon. If you're within a driving distance of a Sensational Saturday, get to that. That is so, so important, and it makes a huge difference in your business. And whether you need it or not, if you have a team and you have people that you sponsored, they might need it. So, but they're not going to go if you didn't encourage them to go, or maybe you're not going with them. They might say, well, I'll stay home too, because you're not going. You're setting the bar. Yeah, Lizzie is going to North Carolina. That's 12 hours away. Oh, awesome, Lizzie. Now, I've driven 12 hours for a meeting before. So, yeah, if you've got the time, you know, that's the way I've always done it. A lot of people don't have the time to drive 12 hours, but I applaud you, Lizzie, very much so. They're trying to get them within a couple of hours drive of everyone. So, you know, that's a great thing to have. Also, Atlanta is coming up. We are having another convention in Atlanta the first weekend in November. So please put that on your calendars and know that's when the app is going to launch. I know they announced the app at the last convention, but just to let you know, the leaders, not me, but the Fab 90 board and the ambassadors and above voted to delay the app till November because shipping is not ready. The website is not ready, and they did not feel that that is something that needs to be launched at this time. So just to let you know that that was a leader's decision, that was not corporate, and I fully support them in that decision. Our businesses will blow up with that app because it is going to make everything automated, easy. I don't care if you've got social media, all you need is a cell phone. So that is, most everyone has a cell phone. I don't know many people that don't have cell phones. So that is going to be phenomenal in building our businesses. So put it on your calendar. They have not started selling tickets yet. I have no clue how much the tickets will be. I know this company just wants to cover the cost of the room of such a large event, so it's not going to be outrageous like other companies. They're not wanting to make a penny off of you coming to learn. So put that on your calendar for Atlanta in the first weekend in November. The other thing is personal development. Personal development is key, whether it's 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, whatever time that you have. Some of the things that personal development does is it gets you, you have a different posture when you hire or personal development builds you. It doesn't build your business. It doesn't build your product. It doesn't, but at the same time where I'm saying be a product of the product, there is no way that you cannot change your mental daily activities if you are doing that every day. If you're watching this or listening to free YouTubes, it's not stuff that you even have to spend money on. But there's lots of free YouTubes of Jim Rohn, of Larry Thompson, of Les Brown. There is a lot of good motivational speakers out there that build you up, that give you confidence, that make you realize that no that somebody just gave you wasn't about you. It's to be able to handle the daily things that you have in this business, but not just that. It's the daily things, maybe if you work full-time outside of this, if you with your family and how you deal with your family, and how you deal with your friends. It affects every aspect in your life. And so just building yourself up, building your posture up, building your self-confidence is extremely important to do on a daily basis. And that is, people will be attracted to you because you have a different posture, because you have a different mindset. You will attract people to you by developing a better habits, better things when you're self-improving every day. This is, like I was talking about, delaying the app. We still are in a very new company. There's other new companies out there that right now that are having the same issues with shipping. Actually, they're having worse issues because they can't keep product. And they're not blowing up like we're blowing up. So, that is part of a new company. That is just part of a new company. Does it get frustrating? Yes. We're not trying to say it doesn't. I am pushing it back, the frustration, because I guess I really don't get frustrated. Sometimes I do, and then I go drink another Happy Coffee or pop another Xanthamax. But that's one way to deal with it. But one thing that we need to think about is that we are in the right place at the right time. And no matter the customer issues that we have, we are in a very good spot of being able to create something of our dreams. Okay. You've always heard of, oh man, if I could have been in the beginning of Mary Kay, where would I be today? Or Avon, or, Herbalife. I've heard it. I've heard people over the years of Advocare, of all these companies that are legacy companies. What if I could have only known about it back when they knew about it? Well, guess what? Everybody listening right here, everybody on here, you're in that beginning time. So the difference between me and you and Ian and Ricky is what we are doing on a daily basis with having our hands on it. So I can promise you there was people at the beginning of Mary Kay, there was people at the beginning of Advocare, of Avon, all of those, everything, all the legacy companies. There were people in the beginning that had their hands on it and didn't do anything with it, and are probably kicking themselves right now, because those are all millionaires that were in those companies in the beginning that did something with it. So focus on, getting people, just introducing it. And then we're corporate office, the new legacy council, legacy panel, I think is what they call them, that they are doing something about our issues. I promise. It doesn't, the results don't happen overnight. So just trust that they are doing things. They are getting things handled. They're moving things around. They're hiring more people. And they're taking care of things as quickly as possible. I know that just since I began in November to now, there's been lots of improvements and changes. So, and sometimes a change might not fix it, but they don't know it until they try to fix it. For instance, it's taken 2 weeks to get my product right now for my auto ship, but it's FedEx. FedEx has had it in their hands since Friday. They reported that they received it, but yet on their tracking, they will not deliver it to me until September the 5th. They've had it since August the 25th? So from August the 25th through to September the 5th, that's almost 2 weeks that FedEx is going to have it in their hands. That's not our company's fault, but the company's doing something about it because they trusted FedEx to get us our products, and now FedEx has taken almost 2 weeks to deliver them once shipping gets them out. So they are now switching to UPS. So I already know that people that have ordered since I have are getting their products extremely quickly on UPS. So that is great news. That is a great change. But, just know that is continually something that they're going to improve. One thing that I want to start doing that Tony and her group are doing is Facebook Live testimonies in the testimonial group. So if you are willing to do that with me, I would love to interview anybody. Okay, Lizzie said. So that's what we want to start doing. We're going to do one at a time. Having a bunch of testimonies is too long. People aren't going to stay on and watch. So periodically, we just need to go in and do a Facebook Live of a testimony, and maybe talk for 5 or 10 minutes, something short that people will rewatch. And also, if you want to go on your Facebook timeline and do like an opportunity presentation on your timeline, Tony's group is doing this. They're doing this with new people, and it is amazing at the success that they're having. So, just to let y'all know that we're going to start doing some of that. So, that's all I have on the getting started. Thank y'all. I'm going to stop the recording. I want to appreciate y'all watching. And if y'all have any questions, I do want to help get y'all questions answered. So.